Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a very serious show. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video, sub to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So let's get into today's topic. So yesterday, we did a show where we're reacting to some backlash towards Stephen A. Smith for the things he was saying about Jasmine Crockett. And yesterday she posted some images on her Instagram account of people responding to Stephen A. Smith. Now, some people say, "Oh, she didn't say it directly." If I post something that says, you know, there are a lot of crazy people in Kansas or whatever, because they've been calling me, and I post something to people saying that, I'm expressing a sentiment. Like, I don't have to say it myself. I'm supporting that message directed at these people. So you don't need to be explicit all the time, right? You can be subtle. And I think these were like subtle shots at Stephen A. Smith. And I think the vast majority of people that saw that show were able to understand that rather quickly. But anyway, we did a show about that. We reacted to some things that Willie D said and a few others. And I knew that Stephen A. Smith was going to respond to this because in the midst of all of this, we must never forget that Stephen A. Smith likes attention. I'm not a LeBron fan at all. Not. But he did say something about Stephen A. Smith, which was the minute LeBron went at him, he's going to be sitting there in his tighty whities getting ready to go. Like, it's true. Stephen A. Smith is always looking for somebody to diss him so he can now go at them. Don't be confused by it. He loves that. He loves being the center of attention. So last night, he decided to publish a show on his channel, Stephen A. Smith, the Stephen A. Smith Show, but the name of the show instead is called People Are Upset at My Jasmine Crockett Comments, ? Responding. Okay, the show is called The Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Smith. So at first, I decided, you know what, I don't have the strength to watch this right now because I wasn't ready to endure all of this nonsense. But eventually this morning I woke up and I said, okay, well, since we're going to talk about it today, I might as well delve into what he had to say. It was a 41-minute segment and I started to watch it. And Stephen A. Smith decided that it was the right time to start firing back at critics like Roland Martin, D.L. Hughley, Willie D, and others. So for those of you who didn't hear what he had to say, I want to play it for you now. I want you guys to sit down, get your popcorn, and get ready because this is going to be a long show. Take a listen to him here.
Talking a whole lot of stuff about me because they did not like what I had to say about Representative Jasmine Crockett. She is a Democrat out of Texas, Texas's 30th congressional district. Her work, you know, and her verbiage and all of that stuff speaks for itself. And she has become, a big time public figure in essence. Not just as a representative, but speaking out on a plethora of issues involving the current administration and the White House, et cetera, et cetera. And I made some noise last week because I had the temerity, the unmitigated gall, to say this about Representative Crockett when talking about the state of our politics in the midst of a government shutdown, by the way, that has unfolded since October 1st, and all the verbiage and all the nonsense that I've heard over the last few days is why it can get exhausting. Because nothing frustrates me more than when people have the truth at their disposal and they choose maybe not lie, maybe not even embellish, but allow their emotions to usurp facts, and all of a sudden want to use that as an excuse to label me as being something and doing something I'm neither not nor have I done, which in this case is disrespecting Representative Crockett out of Texas, who, by the way, has had an invite to this show for weeks, by the way. Governors Josh Shapiro and Spencer Cox came on this show. Senator Lindsey Graham came on this show. Joe Manchin, now retired, came on this show. Bill O'Reilly, Bill Maher came on this show, okay? And more coming. And she has an invite. And AOC has an invite. Hakeem Jeffries, Democratic House leader, he just was on this show. I've invited Jasmine Crockett. I have nothing but respect for her. I just disagree on what she's making headlines for because I think it's counterproductive to the ultimate goal. But yet, here we are, and the word disrespect comes in, and people try to engage with words, like disrespect and implying misogyny and all of this other nonsense. Stop it. Stop it. Can we be grown-ups and deal with what the real issue is involving what I said? Willie D, Roland Martin, Bakari Sellers, and Angela Rye, who I have profound respect for. I mean, the list goes on and on with all of these people. I don't have their names in front of me. To my producer that texted to me, I don't have my phone on me right now, so I apologize for not having those names in front of me. But I'm what are we talking about? How's it disrespectful to say what I said? Could you just disagree? Could we just say, yo, Stephen A., I disagree with you. Here's why. We got Willie D. Put up that quote, please. He's putting out quotes or text or tweets about me. Let's see that again. Stephen A. Smith taking shots at Jasmine Crockett ain't just messy, it's weak. Dude is sitting on one of the biggest mics in America, and instead of using it to uplift, he's tearing down a black woman who's out here putting in real work. That ain't critique, that's betrayal. Jasmine Crockett ain't the problem. She's the kind of woman who walks into rooms full of snakes and makes the snakes flinch. Meanwhile, Stephen's showing what happens when a paycheck gets louder than the principal. That sucker straight up, end quote. Wow, Willie D. You sure are uplifting. I mean, I got to be touched. That was inspirational. Really, that really, really was. That was inspirational. I'm doing sucker. That's what you call inspirational? That's what you call uplifting? Really? Now, I haven't heard everything that Roland Martin said, D.L. Hughley had to say, and all the other names that I mentioned, but I'm sure it's along the same lines. None but respect. First of all, I'm going to be very, very careful about anything that I say about Roland Martin because he's a friend. I'm going to be careful about anything that I say about D.L. Hughley because I have respect for that man. We've spoken a few months ago. I got nothing but love for him. I am concerned about him not making people laugh and smile as much anymore as he used to because he's more of an activist now than a comedian, but that's a choice and that's his right, and nothing but love for him and respect. And anybody else too. My issue with Bakari Sellers is how he talked about me without ever speaking out or reaching out because you don't like a position that I took before or whatever, but you want to come on and sell your book after. See, I don't play that nonsense. I don't like that. Disagree with what I said. Say why without all the other nonsense. Got nothing but respect. Willie D got over 1 million subscribers. Man, props to you. Doing your thing. Wishing you nothing but the best. Not getting into all that nonsense. What's her reputation? Crockett's performance in the House, according to research, and her success in delivering wins for her district is quote unquote mixed. She's active, ambitious, and visible, exceptional when it comes to fundraising. But many of her major efforts are still works in progress, bills stuck in committees, introduced but have stalled, etc., according to Congress.gov. I'm just reading. She faced similar difficulties as a state rep. The Texas legislature's sole black freshman had big plans for her first session. She ended up mostly playing defense, according to them. And what the implication was is that while she's great at fundraising, the challenge for her was cultivating relationships in Congress. And what does that mean? Potentially going across the aisle when you don't want to. Potentially going across the aisle, okay, when it might be in the best interest of the 750,000 constituents you represent. We know you're a Democrat. We know how disgusting and vile you find the president to be. You've told us on more than one occasion. What I was saying was, Where's that going to get you when you're so willing and so apt to verbalize it the way that you choose to verbalize it? How is that going to be productive to your constituents? You have every right to feel the way that you feel about him. You have every right to do everything that you can to vote him out of office, or in his case, the people that are under him, the J.D. Vances of the world, a Marco Rubio of the world, a Pam Bondi, a Kash Patel, and others. You have every right. You should be doing everything you can to win the midterm. But what I'm saying is, where is her rhetoric going to get her and the people she represents in the 30th Congressional District in Texas? What am I talking about? To my producers, could y'all play the clip when she's talking about the president as an enemy of the United States? Could you play that, please?
Your reaction to his appointment?
He needs to go. I mean, this is very simple. We right now have a white supremacist that is sitting in the White House. He is backed up by other white supremacists. And if you really want to know who the criminals are in this country, you can Google it. You don't have to trust me. But the people that commit 80% of the most violent crimes in this country are white supremacists. Yet for whatever reason, they sit and they serve at the pleasure of the president. They are the ones that were there on January 6th, tearing our democracy down physically. And now we have them tearing us down right here from within.
Play clip number 2, please. A full-fledged criminal. Play that, please.
Not our democracy. Well, he did say he'd be a dictator on day one. Oh, Democrats, you know, it's just Trump. He just talks. Well, let me tell you something. He is doing more than talking. We talked about Project 2025. We talked about the consolidation of power. We talked about how he wanted to be a king. We talked about in a democratic republic, that is not what it is. We have some sort of checks and balances, and he is doing everything that he can to get rid of those checks and balances. The DOJ and the people that he's going after were simply doing their jobs. The problem is that Americans thought that it was okay to take a full-fledged criminal and make him the president of the United States, and then they want to act aghast when he does criminal things. Let me tell you, we have a thug in charge of the United States, and if we don't wake up, we may not have a United States, because right now he has only been successful in being a divider in chief.
So you care about facts, meaning the Democrats, and the Republicans don't. Okay. That's another clip. And by the way, full-fledged criminal and thug. Those were words. How about this one, where she called the president a piece of Play it.
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of Hey, we know that. Yes, yes. He is. He is. He is.
Donald Trump is a piece of she said. That's the third one. There's another one here where she's talking about how the GOP doesn't care about facts, but the Democrats do. You just heard that. There was also another one where she called them again a white supremacist. But it didn't just stop there. She went to her own governor of the state of Texas, who's in a wheelchair, by the way. Keep that in mind. And listen to what she said about him.
We in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey. So yes.
Governor Hot Wheels. And the only thing that is hot about him is that he's a hot-ass mess. And that's going to serve 750,000 constituency in the 30th District of Texas. That is what I was saying. Never mind what she feels. Never mind whatever level of justification you may have towards feeling the way that you feel. When you're in her position, that's not going to get you anywhere. That's what I was saying. What I was saying was this educated, brilliant black woman representing over 750,000 people is engaging in verbiage and rhetoric for the streets.
So you heard what Stephen A. Smith had to say. As I was listening to him, I was unaware that not only was he going to respond to his critics, he was now going to outline the reasons why he said what he said. And I think that's good, because now it has given people like myself the proper context to respond to all of it. Let me just say this. Stephen A. Smith is playing games here. He's still playing games. But the problem is he doesn't realize that people are seeing through it. People are looking past the serious face, to put the camera on me. People are looking straight through that. And smart people are able to discern rather quickly that this guy's playing games, right? He's playing games. People are simply saying the following. You are refusing to address the real issue, which is what? What created, or who created, the political environment of mudslinging? This is the part he doesn't want to address. He's dancing around the issue. He's saying Jasmine Crockett is this, she's belligerent, she's rude, she's this, she's this, she's this, she's this. Why is she behaving like this? Why is she talking like this? But refusing to acknowledge the genesis of all of this. Where did all of this start? He will never say that. Therefore, people will continue to call him out because he's playing a game. The fact of the matter is this. Decorum, politeness is gone in American politics. It is one big jungle right now. It's one big jungle. There is no more niceties. There is no more decorum. There is no more, let me be respectful. It's gone. Why? Because they tried that and it didn't work. The president came in like a gangbuster. Did you watch any of the general election debates? Did you see how the president was talking? It was jarring to a lot of people because they had never seen anyone speak that way on a political stage like that. Then it became popular, and then people started to say, wow, they like him for his brashness, his authenticity. He's enough. Who don't know it? Stephen A. Smith knows this. Hence, one of the reasons why he said he doesn't like he didn't vote for Donald Trump. These are his words. These are his words as to why he refused to vote for Donald Trump, because he doesn't like the way that he does things. He feels like he's belligerent, he's rude. So the part that's killing me is that you're chastising Jasmine Crockett, calling her for the comment, talk for the streets and all of this stuff. But you're refusing to call out the president because in your mind, he's saying, look, might makes right. Just because he's the president, he gets to do that. But you're not the president, so therefore fall in line. That's what he's saying. Can you imagine if your ancestors had that line of thinking? Can you imagine if your ancestors had that line of thinking? Can you imagine? America would still be under British rule if they followed your line of thinking. They would be. He just saying, lay down and just be quiet. And the part that people are getting pissed off is that you're only focusing on her. I don't like the way Jasmine Crockett speaks because I don't speak like that in general. But at least be honest about where it started and the fact that she's not the only one that's doing it. Say the whole picture, but you refuse to say that. Why is that? The reason Stephen A. Smith is refusing to talk about this subject in a robust way is because he doesn't want to alienate his audience. Why? Because Stephen A. Smith has spent the last 9-10 months grifting. So Stephen A. Smith has been grifting to the point where he built a conservative fan base. So now he's afraid to call things down the line because he fashions himself as an independent. He's the only independent that I've heard that has continuous conservative talking points. What kind of independent is that? All right? He knows if he does that, he's going to lose his audience. He's going to lose his audience. And people are calling you out on your nonsense. Why? Because we have a history of you talking about things. We have a history. We didn't just discover Stephen A. Smith this year. We can go back 10 years. What happened to as a black man? I'm fighting for the black man, and the way we going to do that, you done lost that rhetoric. You got that 100 million and change colors. You done forgot. You done forgot. You have forgotten. And this is why people are calling you out. Why is she in an opposition? She's meant to be an opposition figure if she's meant to get what her constituents, which are, I think 750,000 voters, want. How do you think it works? And he seems to be confused about this thing. The president is the one that reaches across party lines. My brother, he's the one. Who don't know this? Who don't know this? But he's pretending he doesn't know this. And the reason he's doing that is because he doesn't want to alienate his fan base. This is what happens when you grift. When you grift, you find yourself in situations like this. This is the problem. But if you're truly being authentic to who you are, then you can stand firm in your positions and say no. But what makes it even worse is that Stephen A. Smith is saying he's an independent. That's what makes it even worse, because as an independent, you have no issue calling out both sides. That's what independents do. That's literally what the independent does. I'm not siding with the Democrats, nor am I siding with the Republicans. I'm going to call it down the middle. And he's not doing that. I said it yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate my sentiments that I said before. The only reason Stephen A. Smith is doing what he's doing is because, number one, Republicans are the only ones platforming him. They're the only ones. And the reason they're platforming him is to use him. Period. No Republican anywhere is voting for Stephen A. Smith in a general. None of them. None of them are going to vote for him. None of them are going to vote for him. But what they see him as someone that can cause disruption, go out there, fracture the Democratic Party a little bit more, steal some votes, and then he'll do his job and outlive his usefulness. That's all. And he doesn't seem to get that. He believes when he sits down and speaks with Sean Hannity and all of these guys, Chris Cuomo, they actually take him seriously. He believes that. He believes that. What in their history would make them think they take somebody like you seriously? What in their voting history would prove that to you? But you're the one that they're going to change minds. They're going to vote for you. Donald Trump said he likes Stephen A. Smith to say, "Attaboy, keep doing a good job for me, boy. Attaboy. Attaboy." That's what's happening. Keep doing a good job for me. And what is going to happen, as I've said before, I'm going to say it again. There will be a shift. There's always a shift. Things are cyclical. And when things swing back to the other side, you get ready and watch. Stephen A. Smith is going to try to monkey bar his way back. But by that time, people are going to be waiting for him. And they're going to say, no, bro, turn around and go back over there. Go back over there. You don't get to say, well, I was an independent. I was just calling out the Democrats. No. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And that's exactly what is happening. Let me close with this. This Jasmine Crockett thing is not going to end well for Stephen A. Smith if he continues. It's not. Your 100 million ain't going to save you. It's not going to save you. You are going against millions and millions of people that don't like what you're doing. Literally. The conservatives ain't coming to help you because they're not with you at all. They would never vote for you for anything. And you're alienating yourself from a lot of people. A lot. And the part that gets me is I don't even know why he's doing this. It's not like as if Stephen A. Smith is one of these grifters on the internet that's looking for a way to make money. So they go up there and they grift. This guy is a multi-millionaire over and over and over and over. So why you're subjugating yourself to this humiliation, I don't know. I don't know. They were being reluctant to Vivek Ramaswamy for the governorship, and he's more qualified than you. And they were giving him a hard time. But it's you. They're going to say, oh, come on in, Stephen A. Smith. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Jasmine Crockett is mirroring the environment that she is in. We are in the wild, wild west. Everybody is acting a damn fool in politics. Every single body. You're pulling up sound bites of Jasmine Crockett saying that, pull up sound bites from the president. You won't do it. You won't do it because you know you will lose your base. So therefore, you're not an independent. You're grifting to the right. Pull up the sound. You're going to act like you don't know that, but the out is, oh, well, he's the president. He gets to do that. Really? Really? So you can't say, oh, I don't like this behavior from the president. This is wrong. We shouldn't be speaking. You can't say that. You can't say that. He just basically telling everybody to stick their head in the sand and going about their business. But this is the guy that's going to run for office? It's not working out the way he thought. All of that straight face, it's not working. Because there are a lot of smart people evaluating the situation and they're seeing through the nonsense. It's best you just leave it alone. You just leave it alone. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you guys on the next show and I'm out. Peace.